Sup guys, we showcase all awakening in update 13. Hope you watch until the end. It would help me a lot, so yeah, enjoy watching the video. Like and subscribe for more content, thanks. By the way, new merch is out. If you want to check it out, link in the description below. Mara Mara no Mi, or Flame Fruit. Burning Blast. Shoots a small medium high-speed flaming projectile that explodes on impact, dealing high damage and leaving a damaging AoE behind for a few seconds. It will leave a flame effect on the ground for 5 seconds, the flame, dealing decent damage. Prominence Burst. Fires an extremely fast beam of fire with a much higher knockback and startup. This version deals instant damage, yet if your target is missed and you happen to fire somewhere that the beam can stop, it will explode on impact and damage anyone caught in the explosion. After the explosion, it will leave a flame effect on the ground or on the person, dealing decent damage. The flame effect on the ground deals good damage. If your aim is good, this move is near impossible to dodge. This will always break Ken. Flaming Vortex. Unleash an explosion of fire beneath yourself, launching not only yourself but anyone else caught in the blast much higher than before. This version is much better for catching airborne enemies and hit them. This move is good for dodging tsunamis and good for stunning them. It will leave a burning flame effect on the ground for 5 seconds, dealing decent damage. Flaming Destroyer. The user summons a gigantic fireball, 5 times bigger than the non-awakened firebomb, and throws to the ground, and the explosion is extremely huge and it leaves a burning flame effect on the ground for 5 seconds, dealing a decent amount of damage. Rocket Flight. You turn your legs into a fire and fly at a faster pace. Hihi no Mi, or Ice. Ice Spears. The user fires several spears of ice toward the cursor at high speed. Chance to stagger enemy. Need aiming skills. Glacial Surge. The user unleashes a huge surge of ice, freezing and causing high knockback. Need a minimum of aiming skills. Ice Dragon. The user launches a large ice dragon into the air, which then crashes down at the cursor, causing damage and freezing opponents. Absolute Zero. The user unleashes a medium-large wave of ice around the user, freezing everyone in its radius and causing damage. Ice Skating. Along with the ability to passively walk on water, the user gains the ability to skate at high speeds. Cannot replenish health and energy while using this ability. Yami Yami no Mi, or Dark. Dimension Slash. User launches a small vertical slash that applies a small blind and teleports you to the opponent on hit, doing good damage. Abyssal Darkness. User creates a black hole that lashes out dark tentacles in front of you that stuns and pulls in opponents when holding the move, doing decent damage. Endless Hole. User creates a large black hole, significantly bigger than V1, that stuns opponents and does rapid damage while getting bigger the longer it is held. World of Darkness. The user manifests a ravenous dark sphere and launches it at the cursor target. It inhales the victim for a very brief moment and blow them away. Ghastly Step. User teleport, leaving a purple after image of the user. Range is shorter than dash and lightning dash. Makes it very easy to avoid many attacks. Pika Pika no Mi, or Light. Divine Arrow. The player summons a bow and an arrow made out of high pressure light. No Ken Break. Sword of Judgment. The player shoots a barrage of small, low damage light swords and shoots them at the desired target. Stuns and hold for more swords. No Ken Break. Light Speed Destroyer. The player dashes at the desired target. Consecutively kick the target around, then smashing them back onto the ground. No Ken Break. Wrath of God. User summons a barrage of light from the air. Dealing good amount of damage. It also can break Ken. Shining Flight. Turn into light and fly extremely fast. Unlike B1, this move can change direction mid-flight. This is the fastest flight in the game. Guru no Mi or Quake. Fatal Demolisher. The user drags their opponent near them, dealing pitiful damage at first, and manifests a quake punch to their gut, doing high damage. Will also cause flashing lights and screen shaking. Air Crusher. The user performs by charging an energy ball, then launch a spherical shockwave. Shakes victim's screen. Spatial Shockwave. The user creates a large shockwave around themselves which deals damage and high knockback, causes intense shaking to anyone around the user. Seaquake. The user smashes the ground dealing damage while also bringing forth 4 large tsunamis, each coming from every direction, causes stuns and shaking. Side note, if used in the air, the user will come down onto the ground at a high speed. If the user aren't able to touch the ground, the move is cancelled. Ito no Mi or String. Thermal Laceration. Slash forth up to 4 fiery blades of string. Amount varies with charge time, with the 4th one being an X shape. Dealing a decent amount of damage. Silk Prison. Some lines of string come out of the player's hand and create a circular cage made of string that traps the player inside. Then when you let go of X, the cage becomes smaller and deals instant damage when it touches the player. You can also hold X to makes the cage of string larger. Damage is currently bugged. When you hold the move, it doesn't produce any more damage despite the animation being longer. Eternal White. Many large spears of string, colored white and purple, leave the ground and fall where the cursor is located. Enemies hit by these strings will take less damage from the next string that hits them. Heavenly Punishment. Very similar to Ultimate Thread, but it shoots more strings very rapidly, and has a more cylindric hitbox than the original move. This move also has a slow cast time, however, more range than Ultimate Thread and a longer, tripwire, effect. God's Highway. 2 circles appear in the player's hand, much like Quake Erupt, and several lines come out of that circle. When you get close to the ground, the lines touch and make an effect on the ground. Big shout out to Funny Pizza for helping me in this content. Subscribe to him too. Also let's help him gets a 1K subs, link in the description below. That's all. Thank you guys for watching and see you in my next video.